to order. Aaron, do you mind to do the roll call?
Yes, sir. Ms. Blackwell?
Here.
Mr. Bishop?
Here.
Mr. Vogel?
Here. Here.
Mr. Kirkland?
Here.
Who's missing?
Mr. Coyle?
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes, right here.
I think that's it. Good deal. I would like to take a moment of silence. We've lost some community members that we need to mention here. We got Mr. Brad Lamb, Miss Lynette Osborne, Mr. Tom Sims, Miss Catherine Beckett, Mr. Mike Ferris, Mr. Charlie Walls, Miss Sarah Ann Thomas, Charles Simpson, Sister Mary Angela Matthews, Lisa Rummage, Emily Bradshaw, Mary Evelyn Sissel. Thank you all, appreciate it. The first item on the agenda is to consider approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held Thursday, April the 2nd, 2020.
Motion. Thanks, Mr. Bishop. Second. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jackie. Second, Jackie Paul.
Ms. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Vogel?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland?
Yes.
All right, the second item on the agenda is to consider approval of the AOC Court Space Facilities Reimbursement Agreement for fiscal year 2020-21, the amount being $219,000. We originally got this and it was what, 167, 100 something like that, and we actually called the AOC folks, and there was a salary that we were getting ready to hire someone, so we did get that increased to 219, so hopefully that'll get that covered.
Motion to approve, Larry Caldwell.
Second, Judy Blackwell.
Ms. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Vogel?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland?
Yes.
All right, the third item on the agenda is consider approval of the $21,000 litter abatement funds to be transferred into the jail account. Going forward, we don't know how much longer or what we're gonna do on this program, so, but as for this time of year, this is about the time we had transferred it in previously, right, Kevin? And that money has been set aside for that, so, I need a motion to approve that.
Motion to approve, Jackie Paul. Second, Derek Webb.
Ms. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Vogel?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland?
Yes.
All right, the next item is to consider approval to eliminate the June 30th, 2020 deadline for vacation hours. Usage for the detention center vacations have been postponed due to the COVID-19. They will be scheduled at a later date. The new deadline for vacation carryover hours will be determined and presented to the court at a later date. I hope you understand what we're saying here. You can't, it's almost impossible to schedule any vacations right now or anything like that with what's going on. So they've asked for an extension of this so they can carry their hours over if that's what they need to do. So.
Motion to approve, Craig Bishop. Second, Jackie.
Judy Blackwell.
Ms. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell,
Yes.
Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Fogel,
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Good deal, thank you all. The next item on the agenda is to consider approval of a pauper funeral.
Motion to approve pauper funeral, Mary Caldwell. Second, Magistrate Bishop.
Ms. Blackwell,
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell,
Yes.
Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Fogel,
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Kirkland,
Yes.
All right, thank you all. The next item, a budget transfer, there is none, which is a good thing. The next item is to consider approval to transfer Joey Salee to the vacated AOC facilities maintenance position. We did get the background check, everything's good. The position will be a full-time position with a salary of $17 per hour.
When does this start, Judge?
It will start Monday morning.
Monday morning?
Yes.
Okay, I presume that you, come out and notify them at the courthouse?
We will call them. As soon as this is over, we'll give them a call.
Because the wife won't let nobody in unless they got somebody's approval.
We understand that. Actually, Sheriff Clemens is here right now, so we'll let him know.
Where is he transferring from?
He is a sanitation driver at the county barn.
Okay.
He has some plumbing background, and I think it really fit him to be able to do this job. So it's good to promote within. So we figure we give him opportunity and see how it goes.
Motion to approve the transfer of Joyce Lee to the AOC facilities. Larry Caldwell.
Judy Barksdale.
Ms. Blackwell,
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell,
Yes.
Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Fogel,
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland,
Yes.
All right, thank you all. I think he'll do a fine job over there. I really do. He's a good employee. The next item is Joe is going to be moving to the AOC building, and that'll free up a position there. And we also had another position that came open this past week at the sanitation department as well. So we need the consider approval to advertise to hire 2 sanitation employees with CDL license. Is what we need to do.
Motion to approve, Jackson Fogel. Second, Craig Bishop.
Ms. Blackwell,
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell,
Yes.
Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Fogel,
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Judge, how are those employees working out that we got through Bill Clinton's?
So far, I've heard good things, Judy. So that might be. Which I don't think any of those guys have their CDL, but I mean,
Right.
but they're doing a good job, to be honest with you. So,
Good.
it's thank goodness that we were able to do that, because it's how many we got down there? We got three of them out there. We've had some folks been off a little bit, so they've really helped us out a lot. It's been a positive, very positive experience so far. So maybe one of those guys will work into a full-time employee. That's kind of what we're hoping.
Maybe he's going to get a CDL license.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true.
I mean, that's been a chance to go get them, wouldn't it?
It would. But yeah, they've worked out real well. We kind of just want to see how things are. We're not using inmate labor anymore, so we're kind of short-staffed out there. We usually only have a couple of people left over a day to go do road work. So, and there have been days where we didn't have anybody to do road work. So it's been trying out there, but Jimmy's done a fine job and kept everybody going. So it's working out.
That's good.
The next item are department reports. Jimmy did put a report in there. One thing that he's needing to do, he's wanting to buy about $4,100 worth of pipes to put in some roadway tiles. So we do need a motion to do that.
Motion to approve, match your vision. Second, Dr. Cole.
Ms. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Vogel?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland?
Yes.
One thing also that I'd like to clarify on those positions, they're going to also be required to ride the back of the truck if needed. You know, it's kind of what all the sanitation crew has kind of been under that, you know, when they've hired them to understand that. So those jobs will be the same as well. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that as well. Jimmy's got the Hornbach's going to be starting on the Bob Curtis Road Bridge. It'll be on the 20th. It should be reopened by the 27th. He's got I think Jimmy went up there and cut in what do you call it, Kevin? Bypass bridge this week, so we got that taken care of. They've been, a couple of them been out spraying a little bit when they did. We were able to get enough people to ride the garbage truck, so you know, it should slow down on their mowing, we hope. Jimmy said we did have a garbage truck that went down a couple weeks ago. We finally got it back. It was about $8,000 worth of repairs on it, so that's just kind of normal routine for a garbage truck. Seems like there's always something going on with it. Anyway, they got it all going again, so everything else he seems to be trucking right along. And Keith Brock, he didn't have a report. I did talk to him out in the parking lot today. He said he's been doing several addresses and a couple complaints that he's been called out on, so he's staying busy as well, coming in. I do have a report from Mary Brady, and I will read it somewhere. I think I got it here.
I didn't get a report from Barry.
I don't think he emailed it to me. Here it is. Barry said the jail is running smoothly with no health issues. Protocols for COVID-19 have been implemented and are being followed closely. The current population count is 240. That's probably the most we've been in our jail for a long time. So, you know, you see that on TV. A lot of inmates are being released, and it's showing in our jail as well. Court is being processed at the jail with 83 cases processed since mid-March. So they're trying to get those folks through the system and off the nickel is what they're trying to do. So new arrestees are being isolated for 14 days prior to housing in general population. So, you know, if somebody does get arrested, they will be quarantined or isolated for 14 days before they are turned loose into the general population. So, on top of it, following all the protocols that they need to follow. EMS, Robbie says everything's going good down there. No issues. I don't think, do we have a hire down there yet? Okay. Did he have a report?
I didn't get one.
Well, last time I missed that in his report. I don't see it. But anyway. Okay. Laurie's been in here every single day with the emergency management.
There's an email from her.
There is an email, something that we're trying to get implemented, and we're going to start trying this code red. So you all have that in your packet. So basically, she's going to advertise this a little bit. Amy's going to put it on the website, Facebook, and try to get people signed up for this. And me and Mom talked to Amy, and we figured that if they want to call in here and ask for you, because you're familiar with how to sign them up, will be okay. So just put our number, and hopefully they won't need to call us. But you know, a lot of times people have a hard time with that kind of stuff. So we are here to help them if they do need help. Or if you guys know anybody that's wanting to get signed up for this, you might share it with them and tell them to give us a call here at the office. And I did talk to Kay today. She said everything was going fine out there. The Career Center is completely busy. One thing that they've been having people come up there and try to get in the door is locked. They won't let people in. You know, people are not getting their unemployment checks and trying to find the closest person they can talk to, the quickest person that, you know, if you're from Marion County, you typically go there, but the Career Center is closed, but they're doing business over the phone. So, but yeah, they've had some issues with that, so we just want to make sure people, you cannot get in the building up there. So, does anybody else have anything else?
Well, I'm glad that this company is finally going to be working. I'm glad you did that, and I was wondering if you heard anything about census reports. How Marion County is doing with that.
Actually, Amy handed me a slip of paper today, and we're above the state level. We are ranked. We're at 51%, which the national response rate is only 49. We could do better than that, but still need to get it out there. We're at 51.
Kentucky's at,
Kentucky, no, we're at 55. I'm sorry. Kentucky's at 51. We're at 55%. Washington County, our neighbor, they're up to 60%. And I did hear where Nelson County was doing rather well with theirs as well. So be sure you tell everybody in your districts that how important it is to do this. So we'll get all the grants and things that's going to be available in the coming years. So, you know, it is a very important thing to do. Does anybody else have anything?
No, everything's good. Good as it can be.
I know it's this COVID, you hear different dates. I have no idea. I talked to a gentleman from one of the industries today, and they don't sound like they're going back the whole month of April. So there's nothing for sure on anything right now. So we'll just take it day by day and see what happens. You know, it's kind of odd looking out here and seeing nobody in here, but everybody's being safe, and we're trying to set an example here. So I appreciate all the help you all are doing. I know y'all getting a lot of calls, and if you do need something, just let us know. Yes, one thing, Joe Pat, you mentioned to me, we did go ahead and lift the burn ban today, and if you want to comment on that, might be you're a firefighter that's been around and dealt with it a long time, so I'll let you talk about that in a minute.
Okay. First I talked to other fire chiefs around the county, and we first implemented the burn ban. And the thought process was, we're not allowed to have training right now. We're not allowed to have fire meetings. But yet, when there's a fire call out, we all have to call in the same trucks to respond to the fire road. And the thought process was, well, we talked to the rest of them, put a burn ban in, and that would stop the run volume for firefighters' sake. And then, but as things are going on and people are trying to get stuff cleaned up around the yards and field work and this, that, and the other, so there was a lot of push to open it back up. So I just encourage y'all that if you're going to have a burn, please call dispatch. It's 922-2121 and notify them that you are having. Just please be cautious of, wind conditions and all that. So we want to keep the fire call volume down, and then we'll see how that goes, and we should be good.
That sounds good, Joe Pat. I appreciate you doing. Like I said, we were just looking out for the firefighters, and also they did have one that got out of hand last week. Make sure that when you do these, that the wind's not blowing 40 miles an hour. And I think it's something that we've learned. We're gonna probably sit down with all the fire chiefs and kind of get some kind of criteria that these be called in where they can go look at what's going on before you approve it. I talked to Sheriff Clemens today as well about that, and he agreed with that as well. So we're just trying to keep people safe. And again, when they call the burn ban in, they just give the address. You don't know, they might be burning right beside somebody's house. You know, we might need to kind of watch how we do that. So I think going forward, we'll get a better system implemented there to be safer when we do those.
Sounds good.
Does anybody else have anything, any old business, new business?
Yeah, I guess something, Judge, I'd like to say on the new business, this is Jackson Cole.
Okay.
Remember I was up last Friday talking about the SBA loan thing?
Uh-huh.
And so I signed my papers yesterday. My check went in the bank yesterday. And Jim Reed said that the money is running out fast. So if anybody has not applied, you know, they are taking this, going to be a forgivable loan if you follow all the criteria that, you know, he explains that to you. So there is still some available, but he says it's going out pretty fast. So
Yeah, I've heard the same thing today.
my money went to the bank yesterday.
Well, good.
It is an easy process to go through. So, you know, I don't know if Craig has tried this steps or not, but it does, you know, pay you for 10 weeks salary in what it does.
I'm good person as well. I'm actually signing mine tomorrow. But, yeah, it's the first thing, as far as a business or individual I've ever signed up for, but it wasn't very simple to do.
It was. I mean, it was the simplest thing I ever seen. And Judge, we was talking with Tad earlier this afternoon, and we just want to know that you're talking about people that have been on the show and during time with y'all.
Uh-huh.
Could there be something put together? And I'm not trying to put no work on Kevin, okay? But what kind of impact this is actually having on the county with all these factories are closing down? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it every single day. I mean,
Revenue that it's costing the county, you know, just to be down, you know, so. It's not only individuals, it's costing the county government, you know, a lot of money. And I didn't know if we could, you know, maybe think y'all, you and Pat talk about it to, you know, put some kind of rough number together to let people know what it is affecting the county too, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it every single day, to be honest with you, because we're concerned about it. And, you know, it's a long length of time would definitely be a down, you know, our revenue would definitely be affected. You know, we've been very blessed here in the past 20 years, I guess, to have this occupational tax, and it's went up every single year since, I guess, 07, 08. So, you know, now there's not a lot, but there's a few folks still working, but it's still not enough, you know.
Well, Danville Highway Day, I know TG parking lot was empty.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is going to affect the county government on what is, you know, the revenue that we take in this year.
Well, we even got notification that the county road aid funds that we get from the gas tax is going to be less. We got 10% usually in the last draw, and I've been hearing that we might not even get that check at all, which our check last year, and that was $122,000. So we're yet to get a number on that, but I mean, that's something that the legislators dropped the ball on again before they went out of session and didn't put the gas tax to stabilize it. Now our roads are falling apart. We don't have any money, and it's not anybody's fault, but you know, just become a political issue, and it's killing these counties. So again, hopefully they've had some issues with that, so they're trying to get that fixed as well.
But other than that, that's about all I have to myself. So I'm good.
All right, anybody else?
No,
Yeah, we need to pay, we can still pay them, I hope, Kevin, we can still pay our bills, can we?
I like to go to pay bills and fees.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Larry,
Ms. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell? Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Vogel?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland?
Yes.
All right, does anybody else have anything?
No, but just me.
Well, I appreciate you all helping us out here, and again, bear with us till we get through this thing and they open this back up and let us put ourselves together again and get through a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Jackie Vogel. Second, Larry Caldwell.
Ms. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Vogel?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland?
Yes.
All right, thank you all, and talk to you this week.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all.